I'm really thrilled to have him on. He's in training camp, and so right now this is on Mug Club, but this is going to go on YouTube. We have a stinger for it. It is time to bring on, well, they call him Street Jesus, Jorge Masvidal. The first fight you took on 6 days' notice, right? And what was striking to me is a lot of times people say, oh, I think I could do better, but you were sitting in the cage and you turned to Dana White and said, give me a full camp, I can beat that guy. And I spoke with you about it. What made you so confident? You know, because the history of these kinds of usually says that the person who wins the first one wins the second one. What did you feel that said, you know, you can beat him?
He hits like a bitch. And I was tired. I was tired beyond belief. That I was, you know, the weight cut wasn't the smoothest. So by like the third and fourth round, my gas was really bad. And usually if you're tired, the hits get triplified, you know. Like if you're tired and somebody cracks you, man, it's like times 50 the effect. He cracked me one. He had a good right hand on the fourth round on me, where you know I thought he was gonna shoot it, and he just clocked me in the face. And I looked him right in the soul, and I was like, man, you could never hurt me. And that's why he never wobbled me, he never dropped me or any of that stuff, you know, because he's not built like me. I am full man, and he's something. He's not a man like that, you know. He's not built like that. That's why he has to hug men. He has to rub feet with men. He ain't ready to punch no man in the face. And he knows when that closes and I have the gas to compete with him, it's going to be a different story.
Yeah, and a lot of people, you know, they talk about this fight and they say, well, actually, it doesn't matter if he was gassed because it was the fact that the takedown defense wasn't there. But, you know, we've talked about even grappling off air. That's very energy intensive. As a matter of fact, if wrestlers take fights on short notice, you'll see them not shoot for takedowns because sometimes the juice isn't worth the squeeze. That's one of the most taxing things to do.
He's going to have a lot of trouble taking me down, and he had tremendous trouble keeping me down even when I was tired. So I know in a good camp with my legs under me, it's not going to happen, you know. It's going to be violent from beginning to start. He's going to have to deal with the pressure, you know, and that's something that he doesn't like doing. When somebody's in his face, he starts to get tired, he starts to backpedal. I'm not going to say he was as tired as me on the first fight, but he was definitely gasping for air. You haven't seen any of his fights as tired as he was in our first fight.
Right.
And that wasn't Gamebird that everybody saw in there. That's not the guy that's going to step in the cage Saturday.
Right. Yeah, I can imagine. I know, you know, when you were here, I was like, oh, you're pretty big welterweight because I've been around them. So I know for you, a weight cut is a big part of what goes on. So before we move on to the other stuff, I want to talk about Florida. Your prediction. Do you have a round prediction or just pain?
The prediction is just it starts and it ends violent.
Okay.
That's all. It's going to start violent. It's going to end more violent.
Watch Louder with Crowder live, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.